Kryptonians? Welcome to another video. Before I get started with this review, please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Likes definitely help the channel out a lot, and obviously the subscriptions help. I'm trying to get to like 1,300 or maybe even 1,400 subscribers by the end of the year. Kind of a long shot, been a slow year for me, but hopefully we can still get there. So I appreciate that. Like or subscribe to the video, whatever you're saying, or share the video. That works too, I guess. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to be reviewing a movie called You know what, I'm kind of bored and I feel like it's very appropriate for this video, so you probably are going to see that a couple more times during the duration of this review. This movie is directed by Halina Reijn, I think that's how you say her name, and I do have a pretty big cast here and I want to get their names right. That's why I have my tablet here. So we got Rachel Sennott, Amanda Stenberg, Maria Bakalova, Chase Sweet Wonders, Pete Davidson, E. Pace, Maya Hala Harold, Connor O'Malley. Definitely wouldn't have remembered all of that on my own. This is a story about a group of 20-something-year-old girls, some college girls, some friends that all get together at this house. They're having a party. They get stuck at this mansion during this hurricane, and then they decide to do this fun game. And the game is called, as you would guess, And something goes wrong during the game. Somebody in the house ends up dead, and then all of a sudden we have a murder mystery, a whodunit, and all of it takes place inside this mansion while there's a raging hurricane going on outside. I had no idea what to expect from it. I mean, yeah, it's annoying, but I'm still gonna do it. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're here, you already clicked on the video, it's too late for you. I hadn't really heard a lot about this movie. I did see a trailer briefly right before I got a chance to walk into the theater and see it. Like immediately within the first 10 minutes of this movie, something's off. Like the vibe is not vibing. The math is not mathing. Something is not right with this group of people. It's just this weird sense of chaotic tension beneath the surface. Like it feels like they're all friends, but they're all friends that also hate each other. You guys know what I'm talking about. We've all seen that group of friends, or maybe you guys have those people in your lives where it's kind of like, yeah, you're smiling and you're happy that they're there. But at the same time, when they walk away or when they turn their backs, it's really more like, I'm in disbelief. This bitch. So I like the fact that this movie took a whodunit and it made all of these characters equal parts distrustable. Like it feels like there's a little bit of dirt on every character in this movie. I feel like that does a good job at making this whodunit feel kind of fun to watch, because you're rooting for certain people to be like dead or to be the killer or whatever, but then it's kind of like it could be any one of these assholes, and I think that's what drew me into this movie. I don't think that works without the performances. Everybody here does really good work. All of the girls especially, like great performances from all of them. Pete Davidson, he's exactly the way you think Pete Davidson would be. He was good. Lee Pace was good in this movie. I like the way that this film was shot, and I love the decision to set it during a hurricane, because the hurricane feels like another enemy. It's outside the house and it feels like something the characters still have to deal with. It does affect things inside the house as well. Like a lot of this film is actually shot in darkness because of power outages and stuff like that. So that means a movie like this can play with the shadows and the lighting and the contrast, and a lot of that definitely helped to build some of the more suspense-filled scenes in the movie. But mostly it's the chaotic energy, the cinematography, the unintentionally hilarious moments that definitely keep you guessing and keep you entertained while watching a movie like this. Unfortunately, in a movie like this, I have to say something that feels lazy, but it makes sense when you watch the movie, and that is, this movie is a little bit too convenient for me. Logic is not logicking in this movie, and I think that kind of took me out of the movie the longer that it went along. Don't get me wrong, a lot of movies are gonna ask you to take a leap of faith, like, you know, Miles off of Into the Spider-Verse, but sometimes you can't make that leap, and sometimes there is no leap to make, and it's like the movie collapses in on itself. It's hard to explain. And there are definitely some weird things with the internal logic in this movie that turned me off. There's one thing specifically where I'm like, the movie's not addressing this, because I think they know that if they address this, it unravels a lot of what they're doing in this movie, so I feel like they just kind of let it go. There's some huge conveniences and contrivances, and again, that's a thing that you find in most movies. That in and of itself is not the big deal. It's really more of the decision making by certain characters that led to some of these conveniences and contrivances that feel like maybe the story is held together with wet napkins or something. But either way, it's still a fun, entertaining-ish type of movie. I like murder mysteries. I like murder mysteries where I hate everybody. I like good cinematography that feels like a decent enough Mix here.
Bodies.
This was a pretty fun, entertaining watch. Nothing too special though. I'm gonna leave this one in the Daily Planet. Guys, so have you seen
Bodies.
Tell me what you thought about it in the comment section down below. Tell me how annoyed you were that I kept putting that video in the video. And if you like what you see, tell me how you feel. Stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.